What's going on, everybody? I am Baltmatrix, and today we are taking a look at a brand new toy line. Now, this is Super 10, the brand new kids show for this year. It is a collaboration between Young Toys and Winsing, and it's currently available in English on YouTube. At the time of this recording, there are 15 episodes. Link down in the description. So what we have here are the first 4 figures. We've got the Gorilla, the Pegasus, the Tyrannosaurus, and the Raptor Bros. Now I picked all of these figures up thanks to my good buddies over at sirtoys.com. They're literally the only place I have been able to find these figures. I did pick up also their other set of 2 dragons. That will be its own review. They deserve their own review. Now, at the time of this video, there are only 2 robots with the kids, and yeah, it's a kids show, so of course, there are 3 children who are the heroes. No adults, just 3 children, and they're facing a giant evil Dr. Wily clone. We have the red Tyrannosaurus and the blue Gorilla, also known as Tyrannus and Kongor. Okay, let's be real, those names are very on the nose. But I can't argue with the detailing and the quality of these toys. They feel absolutely fantastic in the hand. They're sturdy, they're strong, they pose well, they look phenomenal. And they're just neat. I like them. And in the show, the kids ride them. They literally just hop on them and ride them into battle. The Tyrannosaurus has a little bit of posability. Its mouth opens and closes, and it has a big fire attack. It has tiny little dino arms that wiggle, and then its legs, fully ratcheted, in and out. So, posing, it can pose a little bit in the Tyrannosaurus mode. And you can even do the classic lean forward and roar. Okay. It's either lean forward and breathe fire or lean forward and fart fire. I'm not sure which. Of the 2, though, Kongor is my favorite. I love the detailing on this mold. The face is incredibly well detailed. The arms and the shoulders are incredibly well detailed. It's even got the haunch or the bend in a gorilla's spine. And the legs work. It's just really nice, and it works so well. Only complaint of either of these is a slight lack in posability, especially on the Kongors, because the arms, while they move forward and back, they move in and out, there's not enough posability in the hands or the wrists to do chest pounding, nor can you actually turn the arms or the hands. They're stuck in this outward position. So they're really more for display than anything else. For a size comparison, here is Earthrise Sunstreaker. They're pretty big. They're pretty darn big. And another good size comparison would be Kingdom Dinobot. And before nobody asks, yes, the Transformers can ride the giant robots. Tyrannus' transformation is actually pretty complex. Start off with, come back to the tail and split it apart, and it will unpeg from the rest of the figure, and this will then flip out and form a shield, and then inside is a sword that is big and actually kind of nice, a little hollow on one side. Just take this whole section and put it off to the side. What you're left with is a dinosaur with a giant fist sticking out his butt. Anyway, take the legs and fold them all the way out and straighten them out. Then come down to the feet and flip up the claws to fold out or to display the robot feet. On the right side of the figure is this figure's Super Stone, and we can just unplug it for now and put it off to the side with the tail. Now, in the directions, it's called its Pendix, Pendex. But in the cartoon, or in the show, it's called something else, the Superstone. Now that that's out of the way, we can come underneath and flip out the bottom section of the belly and flip it all the way over. Come to the front and pull out the arm, and then turn the entire head and little dino arms around 180. Then come to the back with the hips and flip them around, snap them into place, and then turn the whole figure upside down. And then come down and straighten those legs out. Turn them, flip down the dino claws, straighten out the arm, turn the other arm around, stand it up, come to the back, open it up, and flip out the head. And we're done, except for the stone, because we got to put it back. Now let's talk about this super stone a little bit. It's cute. It's actually really nice. All of the super stones are compatible with all the figures, which is a nice touch. And there's a little gimmick. You're supposed to put the stone in a watch, and then the watch will spin and trigger the transformation from one mode to the other. In terms of gimmicks, this is actually pretty cool. It's like a little hourglass in toy form, and each of the toys has different decals and obviously different colors. In terms of aesthetics, Tyrannus in warrior mode looks very good. I like it a lot. The whole Roman centurion look works well. I kind of wish the face was white as opposed to black. It looks evil this way, but it still works. The molding on the figure is fantastic, and just the overall aesthetic is just super clean, all there, all together. It works well. Oh, you can leave the claw down here, or you can flip this up into the abdomen section. Doesn't really matter which you do, but I actually like to leave the claw out because then you get some symmetry with the look there. Now, in terms of posability, the figure, it's not the most posable. So you do have torso rotation, no head articulation. Arms move, but on angles at the shoulders. There is a thigh swivel. There is a bicep swivel on each figure, or on each arm. And then that's it. There's no... Oh, there are elbows. There are elbows, but there's no fist articulation, which stinks. If it had fist articulation, that would be perfect. Legs. There's some articulation there. And then the toes are, well, you got these shins, and then the toes don't move at all. So posability, even though it's got a lot of joints, is shockingly limited. You can plug the sword into any hand, not a problem. Attaching the shield, however, looks a little bit counterintuitive, but there is a clip right in the middle that you can clip on to his forearm. And let me get that on there. Come on, clip on there. There we go. So you have a good sword and shield action. Now, you can peg it in a little lower down here, or it looks like you're supposed to be able to peg it in somewhere up here, but that's for a different mode that we'll talk about a bit later. So this is Tyrannus in robot mode, fully armored up. I think it looks good. It's a really neat toy. Let's move on to Kongor next. The gorilla. All right, transformation. It's going to go different than you might think. To start off with, we're going to come to the backpack and remove these maces. Then grab the arms on both shoulders and rip them off until he's, well, de-armed. Sorry for the bad pun. Come to the fingers and crush them up and straighten out the shoulder. And do the same thing on the other side. Push the hand down, crumple the fingers, straighten it up. And then here is the figure's superstone. Pull that off. And then take the two shoulder bits and combine them and flip out the handle. And you get a really big whacking stick. Put that off to the side. Now, for the rest of the transformation, come down to the legs and straighten them out. Like so. And then come down to the belly of the gorilla mode and flip out the fists. Come to the shoulder pylons, where the shoulders were connected, and fold them up. Grab the chest of the gorilla and open that up and snap it into place. Come underneath to the flanks of the belly and fold them down to form side skirts. Come to the back of the figure, and now with the chest transformed, you could fold the figure up and come to the back and flip down these skirt sections, and then grab the entire torso, turn around 180 degrees until it clicks into place. Grab the gorilla head and fold it up, and it'll fold onto the backpack. And take the superstone and peg it into the figure's chest, and we're done. Nope, I lied. We have to fold out his shins and flip them up to form his knees so they, hide the screw holes and all that. Now we're done. Kongor's robot mode looks very nice in blue, gold, and white. It's just it's such a nice robot mode. Head sculpt is also quite nice, even though it is just as plain as Tyrannus's. The silver face, I think, works a lot better. I would have liked Tyrannus to have a lighter face, but the silver, the gold, the blue, and the sky blue eyes really pop. In terms of posability, we have a swivel at the head, shoulders ratchet around, though they're the friction ratchets. There is just a little bit of in and out movement. Sliding, hinge, not much movement there. And then fist articulation, which Tyrannus really needs. Torso articulation. Legs. Ratcheting goodness. And then no foot articulation. Now, weapons. Let's talk about them. First, we have these little guys that you peg in one, and you slide it over the peg on the other, and you've got this wonderful dual-headed mace staff weapon. Now, the staff weapon is called the Mind Shaft. I'm not making that up. That's what the directions say. And then we have the giant Mind Shaft for when you absolutely positively have to beat the bad ideas out of your opponents. Oh, sorry. I just find it's like mine shaft, giant mine shaft. Really though, it feels more like a bazooka than a spinning weapon. Oh, hell! It looks like a tree trunk. For a size comparison, we're going to start off with a, Sunstreaker, and then here is Kingdom Megatron, Beast Megatron specifically. So both of these figures are roughly the same size as the Kingdom Beast Megatron, though they are definitely better proportioned. Now, there is a third set of figures for these guys to do something with, and that is the Raptor Bros, Echo and Slash. These two Raptors combine into one giant robot. Now, Echo and Slash look very similar to each other in terms of molding, but there are differences. But I think both of these together work incredibly well. They do merge into a figure or a character named Rektor, which I swear they could have called it Riptar or Reptor, the one from Rugrats. Those 90s kids know what I'm talking about. These are pretty good. I think they're cute little dinos. This one right here in my hand is Echo, and his top of his mouth does open. He goes, "Rawr." And this one is Slash, and his mouth does open, or the bottom jaw opens, "Rawr." And if he bites you, he's going to headbutt you as well. So, yeah. There is his Superstone right there on his chest. Pop that off because you cannot transform these guys with the stone in place. And then the figure's weapon, or one or two of the figure's weapons, are stored on the outside of the claws. So they are these little sais. And we'll put them off to the side as well. Transformation for these guys starts with reaching around to the back of each figure and sliding off their tails. Because if you don't do this, the figures aren't going to be able to transform. So we'll put those off to the side. And we'll come to Slash first. Open up the mouth. Fold it all the way down. grab the head and flip it all the way around to where the tail was. And hey, we've gone ahead and transformed part of the figure already. Flip down the legs and turn them, and flip out the fists, and we're pretty much done. So the arms, we can just kind of push them up and off to the side. We'll come back to these. Now for the other one, this is a little bit more complicated. Straighten out the head, grab the mouth, and open it all the way up. And we have formed some legs here. Fold the dino legs arms down like that. Then take the legs and fold them out a bit. And this whole section will flip up and around. And we want to fold these up and kind of get them out of the way. And then they will collapse onto what will be a backpack. But don't do that yet. Fold that down a little bit more. Just get everything situated. And then the top part will slide onto the bottom part and snap into place like that. Then the back part will fold up and snap into place. Fold the legs in, and then we can finally take the dino arms and fold them down like that. And I just like to fold them straight back. Stand the figure up and attach. Take the stone, flip it around, and attach it onto the chest. And that's Rektor. The overall aesthetic of the figure is really good. Like, it just works, and it's got a very nice ninja motif that I quite like. Head sculpt is also quite good, continues with the powder blue eyes and a white face, and just overall, it looks good. It's got the chunkiest backpack of the figures so far, but what are you going to do? I mean, you're two dinosaurs that merge together into one single dinosaur robot. You can have some fun where you flip out the front little dino claws and then the other little dino claws like that, and then fold out the big dinosaur legs, but they don't really do much. So you're not going to get much use out of these, but you could get this claw motif going that actually works pretty well. The figure's posability is rather limited. Head doesn't move at all. Shoulders are on ratchets. There's a ratcheted swivel above the elbow. Elbows bend. Fists do not articulate, which I really wish they did. Legs, nice and ratchety. Bend at the knee. Not yet 90 degrees. No foot articulation. You're really just going to get static poses. Each hand can hold a sai. So the figure can dual wield these tiny little sais. Now, sais and normal sais are a lot bigger than this, but what are you going to do? You can also peg them into the back like this, which works pretty well. And then there is the actual weapon for the robot mode, the tails. First tail, reach into the tip and flip it down like that. Do the same thing on the other side. And then these two snap together like that. And you have a giant tail throwing star. And this is officially called the Shadow Star. Like that. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. I mean, look at this. You have a giant throwing star that's made of two robot dinosaur tails. I love it, but it's incredibly dumb. Now, I adore these figures. They are so much fun. They are just something completely different than what I've gotten a hold of in years. Their quality is excellent. And they're just cool. They are just cool. But to top it off, they even do something else. All three of these, their accessories combine into one thing. So, to start off with, we'll take Rektor, take his tails, disconnect them, and fold up the golden parts, and then just kind of put them and him off to the side. Kongor, take the giant thingy, close that, and then put this off to the side. And come to Tyrannus, grab his sword, grab his shield, put the sword inside the shield, where you found it before, like that. Close the shield up. And the way this plugs in is there is a connector port here on the end of one of the hammers. And there's a little slot there, so you push this little tab into that slot and then snap it in place. And then come up to the front and grab the tails, and the tails will peg into, or slide into, I should say, the tip of the section. Just got to get it lined up like that. And, oh, you know what? Flip that around simply because that way the screw holes are pointing towards the bottom. And then finally, there is, or are, these handles that flip out like that. And then you just take the robots and pose them such that they can fire this stupid thing. And I present to you the triple power photon cannon. Right there in the cannon's barrel, you could see a fist actually making the correct shape and pointing the right direction, so I'm glad they included that. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I love it. It's so dumb, but it's that kind of dumb that you're just like, this is just joyous. This is absolutely joyous and a ton of fun. I love this set so much. Now, lastly, we're going to take a look at the unicorn, also known as Whitehorn. And the white, the purple, the gold, simply gorgeous. It is an absolutely beautiful figure. I have no complaints. This is probably one of the best horse modes I've ever seen. Transformation is really fun and intuitive. To start off with, we do have to do some parts forming, so simply remove the wings, leave them off to the side, grab the unicorn mane and pull that off, and put that off to the side, and now we get to do the rest of the transformation. Come to the front of the entire figure and grab the front legs and pull them outwards, turn them around, then come underneath the figure and grab the robot legs and flip them down and fold the toes out and flip out the heels. And then grab the rear legs, fold them up, flip them down. Then grab the head of the horse and fold it back. Grab the entire front chest section of the horse and rotate it around 180 degrees. Stand the figure up, split the legs in half, fold the arms down, turn them, grab the head, turn around 180 degrees, and the base of the robot mode is done. The last thing we need to do is grab the wings, fold them, or the connector bits in the inside of the wings, connect the wings together like that, and then on the back of the figure there are two holes that these peg into. And we have this sick cape and his weapon. And here is Whitehorn. The regal purple, the gold, the white, and the black make for an absolutely beautiful figure. And the head sculpt is really, really nice. The black face works incredibly well with those bright green eyes. Love it. Absolutely love it. And then we talk about the posability, where this figure, there is posability, but it's not really useful. So head, swivel joint. Shoulder is a swivel, though it is slightly ratcheted. In and out ratchet. Ratchet at the elbow, no fist articulation, no torso articulation. Legs, lightly ratcheted. No real in and out movement. No knees to speak of, and no foot or other foot articulation. So you've got some arm articulation, and that's it. Yeah, that's the figure. Oh, there we go. Unfortunately, that's it with this figure, because the only combination gimmick he has is his weapon with another figure who will be a separate review. These toys are fantastic. I cannot stress that enough. They all look amazing. They all feel great. The gimmick with the stone is cool, and they're just so much fun. They're fun to look at. They're fun to fiddle with. They're fun to transform. Yes, they have not the best posability. No, they don't have the best storage for their weapons in robot mode. I don't care. They are fantastic. Link for each one of these figures from sirtoys.com is down in the description. Sirtoys is literally the only place I've been able to find these things. I can't even find them on eBay. That's how new they are. So folks, if you're interested in picking them up, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Thank you so much for watching this video review. Please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Let me know what you think of these figures down in the comments. And next time, we'll be looking at some dragons. Thank you so much for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I'll catch y'all next time.